bitches.
I was this kind of ties in, especially with Black people in general, but um, I wasn't really trying to do a serious topic at first, but just like over the weekend and it being Martin Luther King weekend, I kind of like saw more and more of a pattern in general. I saw an article about a documentary talking about, it was actually called MLK slash FBI, right? And what kind of sparked it is because I saw a tweet from Bernice King, his daughter. I'm bringing it up right now. And she basically was like, please don't act like everyone loved my father. He was assassinated. A 1967 poll reflected that he was one of the most hated men in America. Most hated. Many who quote him now and invoke him to deter justice today would likely hate and may already hate the authentic king, hashtag MLK. Okay. And that brings up my subject of how they try to use his last speech in like his, well, not his last speech, but one of his main major speech to went out worldwide, the I Have a Dream speech, and the way he tried to promote, just peace and peaceful protest as a way to pacify or quiet like the Black Lives Matter movement. Every time we have like a protest, or like how Kaepernick, he has a protest, like just bending the knee, they always have a problem with how a Black person protests. And it's not really that they have a problem with how, it's that that white guilt kicks in every time we do try to say something, pretty much. And what I'm also seeing is what I like to call the good Negro propaganda, or whatever, where like if you really study Martin Luther King, he really talked about financial improvement and economic improvement of the Black community. That's what got him killed, or whatever. And in that documentary, they were talking about how the FBI, it was run by J. Edgar Hoover, and he saw that King was talking to people that was like, I would say, communists, that he figured were communists or whatever. So they literally said that everywhere that King went on his whatever tours or speaking out, wherever he went, they were in the hotel room right beside him, listening to everything they did. Even, when they were talking about his infidelity or whatever, they were trying to use that as a way to deter his message and everything. So in that documentary, it was saying if they're in the room with Dr. King, everywhere he went, like every time he went somewhere, they were already posted up like a week before he was there. You know what I'm saying? If they knew if he was there each time and he was right beside there, how can they not know about the person that had killed him, his assassin? You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's more likely that the person, I forgot it, I know it's like James Earl something, that they claim killed him. It's more like,
yeah, James Earl White,
yeah, James Earl White. Like, they claim that either he was working for the FBI to kill him, or they had someone to kill him and he just took the rap for it, pretty much. Oh, damn. That was like one of the theories they put out there.
That's kind of like Kennedy.
And then like a couple of years back, the FBI put out like something for Martin Luther King Day, saying they celebrate his message or whatever. And Black Twitter got on him like, you're the one that killed him. You know what I'm saying? So that brings into another topic of like how they try to use one little thing that a Black person says or whatever and use it to pacify other Black folk or whatever. It's been a habit where they use every year everything that Black people do. Well, Martin Luther King wouldn't do that. No, actually, Martin Luther King would be the first person to actually do that. Like, he will be the first person out there to actually go out on the front line and say, hey, no, we need economic equality. We need to find more programs. He was the first for Black people to build up Black people. He was talking about how when European immigrants came over, they had loans from the government for land and to build economies for their people. But the Black people that was brought here involuntarily, basically kidnapped from their land, they have gave them nothing. They just gave them the freedom of dying out in the wilderness, basically. Well, us, basically.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So that also brought up a topic, because this is what happened over the weekend. There was this
keep going, Pat.
There was this guy named Brian Tyree. He's a white dude. He on a video with a MAGA hat. I first saw it on like Royce the 5'9" IG, but he's basically up there with this Black kid or whatever. I guess this is his stepchild.
Oh my God. Using that kid as a damn propaganda tool. Hell yeah.
And I'm like, dude, y'all have been doing that same trick for the past 50 years since.
Here's my good Negro. Here's my Black. I can't be racist because I got a Black.
And at that time, like, this is my Black friend. Like, this is my Black son. At that time, like, you could tell, like, I just felt like that kid needed to be saved. And then there was a lot of things, like Talib Kweli, he reposted it and everything. And the end result was that dude popped up and said, "Thanks, my wife is divorcing me now." As she should. As she should. Or whatever. Like, and, you know, Talib just popped back and said, no, your racism destroyed your relationship. Like, you're gonna put that man against, you know, that's their son against his will. You know, that's a child.
That kid looked so dead in the eyes, yo. You could tell his little spirit had just already been ruined.
He didn't want to do
man. That. And the sad part is that little boy still lives with that guy. Like, like that's.
Then you know the arguments is going to go across and all that other stuff. Crazy. But like now, like, yo, that's insane. And I'm like, how do you not have that? You know, how do you not get that? You know what I'm saying? And that puts me to that whole mentality that I feel like unless a person actually feels what you going through, they have no clue about it. They're totally ignorant about that. If they were placed in that same position, and if they were placed in that same position, if the roles were reversed, you would have the Capitol all over again. You know what I'm saying? You have Fox News jumping on it all over again. So, like, I
tell you, man, it's a large gap between sympathy and empathy, man. And I think that's the most fucked up part about what I saw with that video, especially with the little boy, man. Like, it's no way you can empathize with what your quote unquote step or adopted son or whatever he was to you. It's no way you can empathize with what that little boy goes through on a daily basis just because he looks like he looked. You will never feel that. And that's the horrible part, because like they don't want, like, the supremacists, and I'm not talking about all white people, because I know some white people that are down for the cause. They are true allies, and they don't believe in that. Nah,
be the first
so
one
I'm not going to
sit
there. I'm never going to paint a whole group of people as anything, but people like that guy in that video, man, like, you are so stuck on trying to prove your rightness that you are destroying exactly what you're claiming that you're against. You're saying you're not a racist, yet the fact that you posted that video shows your racism. The real racists don't have to parade anybody out and show that they're down with the cause, because their actions speak for that. People would know. The fact that you posted that video means there's somebody in your life that knows you, that sees your bullshit and has called you out on it, or they're giving you backlash and you felt the need to do that.
It probably was white.
Real people, when you are authentic about something, you don't have to put it out on blast. You don't have to show it off. It's just who you are. It's just like being rich. If I'm really rich, I don't have to sit there and throw up money on my ear, act like I'm talking on the phone. I got it in the bank. I know what I got. I'm confident in that. I'm comfortable in that. And that's the shit that kills me, man.
And what do MAGA and how you feel about Trump have anything to do with you being in a relationship with someone? When we know and women know period, that a man can lay down with someone and not think nothing twice about it. Like,
but I'm gonna tell you what it got to do with it. He brought that up because what happens is his beliefs in MAGA probably went against everything that wife stood for. She probably was a decent human being that realized, like, there's certain things, like, there's nuance in the world, and I'm gonna get to that again later. I got some shit that's all tying into what you dropping, but there's nuance in this world. Shit is not always just black and white. Just like our country is not just black and white. It's gray areas. It's more. It's layers to most complex issues. So because of that, you can't support MAGA. Not because of, you can't support Trump, not because of you liking his economic policy, but because of the fact that you supporting Trump empowers a person that believes in all of these other things. So it's not that you're a MAGA person that people dislike. It's the fact that you are not, that you are so blind to a person that is literally moving in hate. To the point where he hate his own people. He hate everybody. And you're following this person and supporting it, which gives it a larger platform. It gives it more credence to where they keep going. You know what I mean? Like, that's the issue. Like, damn the MAGA hat. We're not mad at you because of that. We're mad at you because you're supporting somebody who believes in all of these other fucked up things that are destroying our society.
Is it the family, his family members and relatives are still in that old way. That's probably what it is. And he gets in those talks, and then he wants to go ahead and, like, I'll put it this way. You know how you have a rapper or you have somebody that's like try to portray like he's in the streets, pretty much. So they try their hardest to do the most. They'll do the most random, especially in this day and age. They'll go on IG flashing their guns or whatever, or the guns they claim that are theirs or whatever. This, that, and the third. This is him flashing his gun, trying to be a rapper. This is him being the MAGA rapper. Like, this is him saying, "Hey, I'm still down with the cause," or whatever, because his friends he grew up with, or, you know, his cousin or relatives or whatever is still talking to him like, but you got that that black lady over there, blah blah blah. You know, are you still down? You know, they still pressuring him. They G-checking him, so to speak, or whatever. So now this is his thing, so he can claim, like, he can show his people that he's still down with whatever, so he can go around and play whatever spades game or whatever they do, chuck beer and paintball.
You know,
them folks ain't
playing no damn spades. Now paintball might be up there.
I don't know what rednecks do. All right, they drink beer and post it.
Boy, you know we playing that good Texas Hold'em.
Yeah, and out in Hickory or something. Damn, exactly. Where they'll paintball,
and go muddy
outfits.
Enjoy the paintball tournament, like Jordan Kepler said. Enjoy the paintball.
Go driving mud and big water puddles and shit with jeeps and shit.
Shit that serves no purpose
at all. Yeah, shit like that. I mean, everybody got their vice that they do stupid shit with or whatever. Or whatever. It just so happened that these people don't like black people, so whatever the fuck they like.
And them the only people I'm talking about. Because guess what?
That's it.
I grew up with some dudes that go mudding and all that shit, and I fuck with them.
Sure, I live by them.
I fuck with them.
I roll past with. This is the thing that confused me, though. This is the thing that confused me, or whatever. Because I'm in Chesapeake, and you know, Chesapeake is is one part is nothing but black folk, and there's one part that's just
predominantly Caucasian, though.
Just rednecks. All right.
Yep.
So I'm driving at the 7-Eleven or whatever. And I see this one truck. I see it all the time. You got the American flag on one side and the blue lives matter American flag on the other side. And I'm like, all right, so does he agree with the Capitol attack, insurrection, or what's going on? Or he just put that up there? Like, I'm still want answers from that. Like, are y'all rednecks? Are y'all in a civil war within each other?
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Because like Gator Girl said, man, like when that shit happened with the Capitol, you got to remember, it's a strong contingent of rednecks that are not necessarily racist. They just love their country, and that's pretty much as far as to go for them. So like it's a large contingent of like what you would call country hillbillies that are out there that like, hey, hold up. But we ain't down with that shit. You ain't gonna fuck up our country. Hold up. That's what we hold near and dear. This is our country.
We
America.
can't do this.
You're not gonna
White
do
on
that.
white crime.
So like I don't think that I think it's far from being like a situation where like all like that, like I started the episode off, man. Like I ain't gonna never generalize a whole group of people on nothing. There's a good contingent of people that are not down with what happened and down with a lot of the shit that other rednecks portray. Like you got, it's a YouTuber out. He's a straight redneck. He literally posts nothing but videos.
Chowder.
It might be, I don't know, but I know he got like a beard. He be in a garage all the time. He posts shit about like fixing shit too, but like a lot of his videos is about like going at white people and calling them out on their bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So like I think it's
just because you're a redneck don't mean you're racist.
Right. Yeah. Just because you're a black person don't mean you really down for black cause. Like I think
not a monolith.
Right, not a monolith. I think at the end of the day, it's you got different sects of people. And that's why my biggest thing is like at this point, how do we get all of the people who actually are in agreement? Like how do we get all of the black people that are definitely for black upliftment? And how do we get all of the white people who are definitely for, hey, we've done other races wrong in history, not us necessarily specifically right now, but in history, we've messed up a lot of these races that we brought into the country and we're supposed to not be that. This is supposed to be the free haven, you know, bring us your poor, your tired, your hungry, all that shit. You know what I mean? So like, I think the biggest focus should be going forward, like for the country. How do we get all of us that are actually on the same page and are tired of all this bullshit to line up and fight that other shit? Like, how do we get all the people that's down with love to actually gather up and stop putting up these little walls we got amongst each other and just say, hey, look, we all believe that the way shit is now is fucked up. There's a large group of people in this country that have been fucked over for hundreds of years, and we need to make that right, and we need to move forward. You feel me? And I think that like we got to focus on that because it's not everybody that feels the way the supremacists do. It's not.
It's not.
Especially not now in 2021 because you got a generation of people that grew up and they hate their parents because of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you got people that's out there for clout that's putting up them little videos, but you got some kids that just literally hate their parents. Like, how dare you sit there and talk about this? Because this black dude that you hate, that's my boyfriend. This black woman that you talking shit about, that's my wife. Like, it's not the same America that used to be. You know what I mean?
They turning them in. I seen people tweet, hey, you know how you was talking that junk about BLM and why they need to be arrested? Well, I just called the police on you as one of the people. I saw that in a tweet. I was like, oh shit, they calling it like he was talking to his uncle and he was saying, hey, I'm turning you in. Well, all I gotta say is if we're gonna gather, don't gather tomorrow during the inauguration. Stay your black ass at home.
We stay home tomorrow. Catch that shit on Zoom or stream or whatever they do it on, but we not going
to.
Keep that right there.
Now, as far as tomorrow goes, I work in Colonial. I work in the Heights.
I already know.
So
you stay strapped up.
You feel me? Exactly. No worries.
Work for home.
Because I believe in my rights. I believe in my rights and all my amendments. So, and I exercise all of them.
Translate that as you will.
I have no worries, no fear. And I have no worries about tomorrow. But be safe, everyone else. Be cautious. Because as you've seen, there are ignorant people out there who just love to do ignorant stuff because they know no better. So I'm I'm all down for educating the ignorant. But for those others, be safe.
Gator Girl said, exercise your rights, champ. Second Amendment. Hey, we got that right.
Oh, he
Yes.
exercised them. He
Believe
exercised
that.
them.
Believe that.
Don't let no
Yes.
bird fly down low. Don't let no bird fly down low.
Got some good stew tonight, baby. Got some good stew tonight.
Pat just seen it.
Yeah,
Pat
I
just
seen it
before in the parking lot.
Yo, and I'm right down the street when it happened. I'm right down the street
Quick
where
draw
it happened.
McGraw, baby.
I was like, what
Hell
happened?
no.
I'm like, goddamn bird came too close.
Hey man, don't trust birds. That ain't got nothing to do with what we talking about tonight. But if you out there, don't trust birds. They're fucking ferocious creatures.
Hitchcock taught me that.
Facts.
Just updated on the store, we have mugs, hoodies, shirts, bags, kids' clothes, and face masks. Show you are down with the Pod Squad. Rep the Podnas by going to teespring.com/stores/Podnas-closet-1 to get all of our newest merch. And as always, follow our entire movement at thepodnas.com.